So, when you think of ancient scriptures, you probably picture something calm, right? A quiet sermon, maybe? Well, throw that idea out the window. The Bhagavad Gita kicks off not with peace, but with this incredibly raw, intense human drama that's just about to explode.
And get this, the very first line we hear, it's not from some wise sage or god. Nope, it's from a blind king, Dhritarashtra, who's sitting miles away from the action, just completely on edge. He's asking his aide, Sanjaya, so what's happening? What are my sons and my nephews doing out there? You can just feel the anxiety. This isn't just some political squabble. We're about to watch a family literally implode.
And where this is all going down? Well, that couldn't be more important. The king's question gives us the first major clue, the location itself. So the battlefield is called Kurukshetra. Now, this isn't just any old patch of dirt. The text makes it very clear. It's a sacred place, a place of pilgrimage. And you have to ask, why does that matter? Well, it's a huge deal. The blind king is freaking out because he knows his sons are the aggressors. They're the ones in the wrong. He's actually afraid that the holiness of the ground itself might tip the scales in favor of the good guys, the Pandavas. It's like the battlefield itself has a conscience.
Okay, so back on the ground, we have the king's son, Duryodhana. He's the leader of the opposing side. He takes one look at the Pandava army, all lined up and ready to go, and he's terrified. You can tell all his big talk is just a cover. He immediately runs over to his commander, Dronacharya, and he's trying to play it cool, pointing out how strong the enemy is, but really, he's just projecting his own panic.
And then it starts. Not with a sword, but with a sound. A sound that is both ceremonial and absolutely terrifying. So, to try and pump up the scared stiff Duryodhana, the family's grand patriarch, the grandsire Bhishma, he steps up. He lets out this incredible blast from his conch shell. The text says it roars like a lion. It's this huge, defiant sound designed to get his troops fired up. And here's where it just gets so tragic, On one side, you've got the Pandava brothers, with Lord Krishna as their guide. And who are these staring down? It's their own family, their own grandfather, Bhishma, their most respected teacher, Dronacharya, their cousins. They're all on the other side, ready to fight. But that lion's roar from Bhishma, it doesn't hang in the air for long. It's answered immediately. From the Pandava side, Lord Krishna, the hero Arjuna, and all their allies, they all blow their conch shells at once. And it's not just a collection of sounds. It's this one, single, unified, thunderous blast that just rocks the whole battlefield. The impact of that sound is devastating. The text is so explicit about this. It says the sound shattered the hearts of their enemies. Can you imagine? It's pure psychological warfare. That sheer confidence, that unity from the Pandavas, it just sends this shockwave of terror through the other side. In that moment, just in that clash of sounds, you get the feeling this is already over. Okay, so the conches have gone silent. The drums are pounding. The armies are staring each other down. We are moments away from the first clash. And right here, at the absolute peak of the tension, our hero, Arjuna, does something nobody expects. And make no mistake, at this point, Arjuna is 100% the warrior. The text tells us he grabs his legendary bow, Gandiva, he's got his arrows ready, he is fully prepared to shoot. There's zero hesitation in him yet. He is locked in, ready to do his duty. And then he turns to his charioteer, who, by the way, is Lord Krishna himself. And he makes this really strange request. He says, hey, drive me out into the middle. Park the chariot right there in the no-man's land between the two armies. Why? He says he wants to see exactly who he's up against. He wants one last clear look at the faces on the other side. And from that spot, what he sees doesn't just change his mind, it shatters his entire world. So Krishna pulls the chariot into that space, that awful space right between the two sides, between life and death. And Arjuna looks out, and he's not seeing soldiers. He's not seeing faceless enemies. What he sees looks like a family reunion. And the weight of this just hits him like a ton of bricks. He sees fathers and grandfathers, his own teachers. He sees maternal uncles, his brothers, his sons,
even grandsons and old friends. Every single person he's supposed to aim an arrow at is someone he knows, someone tied to him by blood or by love. It's just staggering.
This is it. This is the moment everything changes. That rock-solid warrior's resolve he had just a minute ago, it completely dissolves. He's not filled with rage or the will to fight. He's flooded with compassion, an overwhelming compassion. His heart just breaks.
And what happens next is a total breakdown. I mean, not just emotionally, it's physical, it's intellectual. He's just trying to process the absolute horror of what he's being asked to do.
His own body literally starts to rebel against him. His hands and legs are trembling, his mouth is completely dry, his hair is standing on end, and his bow, his famous, powerful bow, Gandiva, it actually slips right out of his hand. This is more than just feeling sad. This is his body physically rejecting the very idea of this war. So out of all this grief, he starts trying to rationalize, to build a case for why he can't fight. First, he says, look, killing my own family for a kingdom, that's a huge sin. Then he asks, and what's the point of winning? What good is a kingdom or happiness if all the people I'd share it with are gone? He goes on, arguing that if they kill the elders, the whole family's traditions will be destroyed. And without those traditions, he says, society will just fall apart into chaos. It's actually a pretty logical argument, but it's born from this place of absolute despair. And that's how the first chapter ends, with this incredibly powerful, somber image. You have the greatest warrior of his generation, completely and utterly defeated before a single arrow has even flown. He throws down his bow and arrows and just slumps down in his chariot, just paralyzed by grief. And that is the moment that sets the stage for everything Krishna is about to say. So Arjuna's crisis? It's really the ultimate question, isn't it? What do you do when your duty and your love are in a head-on collision? When what you have to do feels like something you can't possibly do? It's an ancient problem for sure, but man, it feels so modern. And it's that incredibly human dilemma that cracks open the door to one of the most profound conversations in all of world philosophy.